This is the story Gator Pie by Lewis Matthews. This is Alvin and this is Alice. One day they found a pie on a table near the edge of the swamp. It was a whole pie that had not been cut. "I wonder what kind it is," said Alice. "Let's eat it and find out," cried Alvin. "Don't grab," said Alice, slapping the paw. "I'll cut it first." "Now, let's see," said Alice. "There are 2 of us, so we need 2 pieces." "Then cut 2 halves," says Alvin. But before she did, an alligator stomped up with a nasty look in his eye. "Give me some pie," he growled. "3 gators," gulped Alice. "That means 3 pieces." "Cut 3 1/3, muttered Al. But before she did, a new gator came and slithered onto the bench. "Eating pie?" he asked, with a terrible grin. His teeth looked very sharp. Yes, said Alice. "That means 4 pieces," Al grunted. "Cut 4 1/4. But before she did, 4 gators appeared, swaggering like gangsters. "Hello, little gators," they said with a sneer. "We hear you're giving out pie." "Oh," murmured Alice, "I guess we are." She counted their fat, warty tails. 8 gators, 8 pieces, she said to Al. "Cut 8 1/8, he grumbled, but before she did, splash, splutter, a crash, a ton of gators marched out of the swamp like an army. "We've come to get our pie," they said. Their wet scales flashed like armor in the sun. Alice's teeth went clickety-clack in her snout. "Why, yes, of course," she gasped. "Pie for everyone." In haste, she started counting tails, 9, 10, 11, 12, while the gators started to argue. "I bet you a crayfish it's lemon pie." "I say banana." "No, pumpkin." "You're wrong, it's pineapple." "You're crazy, it's butterscotch." They were shouting louder and louder. 98, 99, 100, said Alice. "Oh my, 100 pieces," she sighed. "You'll have to cut 100 1/100ths. Al groaned, trying to think in the noise. "Ooh," said Alice, "that will be hard. If I think I've cut the pie unfairly. They'll start an awful fight." I would pause here and ask the boys and girls why they think that there would be a fight if Alice cut the pie unfairly, and let them turn and talk. It took a long time to cut the pie into 100 slices. Alice did her very best to make each piece the same size. "Oh dear," Alice whispered when she finished. "The pieces are so tiny, too tiny," said Alvin. "And what if they're not all the same size?" Alice groaned. Suddenly, Alvin jumped up on the table. He pointed to the pie. "Pick a piece," he shouted. "We're not sure they're all the same size." "Don't say that," squeaked Alice in a fright, but Alvin winked at her. "I'll take this piece," said the smiley gator, sliding his paw towards the pie. "No, you won't," snarled the fattest gator, biting his tail. Then the fattest gator reached for a slice. Somebody pulled him down. Soon they were kicking, scratching, snarling, snapping, chomping, and stomping on tails. 98 grown gators were fighting for the biggest slice. Alvin and Alice held their breaths. Then Alvin nudged Alice. "Now," he cried, "grab the pie." They skittered past the pile of twisting gators and raced off to the swamp. All by themselves, they divided up the pie, piece by piece, fair and square. They each got 50 slices, exactly 1/2 of the pie. That was better than 1/8 or 1/4 or even 1/3 of a pie. And it was much better than 1 1/100th, which is just a tiny sliver. "How lucky for us," said Alice. That it was our favorite kind. Yes, Alvin said. Chocolate marshmallow. The end. So the open-ended question that I would ask with this book is why it was fair for both Alvin and Alice to each get 50 slices in the end.